This is Nick Westergaard with Brand Driven Social, and I am super pleased to be joined by the newest addition to the Social Brand Forum lineup, John Morgan. John is author of Brand Against the Machine, and will be joining us to talk about the confluence of branding and this social media thing. John, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So, your book, I think, was one of the biggest books in a long time that really kind of unpacked branding in a way that was really relevant, as it applies to social media and building your brand. For those that may not be familiar with it, can you kind of give the elevator pitch of what Brand Against the Machine is all about?
Sure. Basically, every business goes out there and tries to market themselves the same way, and they hammer their marketing message out to everyone, but no one wakes up and says, I hope someone tries to sell me something today. So we have to figure out how we stand out from this mass crowd of businesses, but do so in a way that makes it where our prospects and then our customers are actually open to building a relationship with us and hearing from us. So it's not enough to just stand out, but it's about building a relationship that's going to last, long term. And so that these people can become, customers and fans for life. And that's really the big problem is most businesses out there think, I've got the ability, I'm good at whatever product or service I sell, and they think that's enough. It's the field of dreams approach. We built it, so here they come, and that does not happen. So your visibility is more important than your ability. If people don't know you exist, you're not going to make any money. So the flip side of this, though, is once the visibility gets you in the door, if you suck at the ability part, then they are going to be very, very pissed off. So they both go together, but that's the problem. Most businesses suffer from simply not enough people know they exist, or they don't have a reason to exist, meaning they just are another Me Too competitor. Hey, this person, John Doe over here sells these widgets. That looks good. He's got a nice house. We'll sell that too. And there's no real reason to justify their space in the marketplace. That's another big problem. You need something that makes you different, some piece of value that you bring to your audience that no one else does. That's what the book basically is all about.
And there's a lot of great concepts in the book, and I think labels are kind of helpful handles for things. And I always struggle, if you're talking about someone's positioning statement or their slogan or their tagline or all these words, it seems have baggage and sometimes don't even fit quite as well as maybe they used to. But you kind of talk about having an anchor belief, and I think that works in a lot of ways. Would you talk about that concept a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I think your anchor belief is basically what your company stands for. And here's what we're about, and here's what we're trying to accomplish. And that can and probably should be different than what other businesses in your industry are trying to do. The cliche examples of, Apple and Zappos and all these companies that everyone wants to point to, they've got this anchor belief, well, here we are, we're going to do business in a different way. But also Google had this, very early on, Google had a very specific, anchor belief of here's why we're doing this, here's our mission, and they shared that with people, and people found that refreshing. And so they kind of, were like, hey, they're drawing a line in the sand. They're taking a stance on, how we use, search and how we use the internet, and we're going to ride along, with them on that. And too many people are afraid to do that. They're afraid to stand up and say, here's what we believe in, and you can like it or hate it, but we're not changing it. And that's, like I said, they're afraid to do that. We're trying to please everyone. Forget everybody. Just please the right people. And if you make some people mad, they're probably not the people who are going to do business with you to begin with.
Right. Now, beyond being, again, one of the, a great kind of unpacking of branding, which, is used and abused by so many, you also, again, make it really relevant to the social media context. If you were to kind of look at, the impact of social media on building brands, what would you say has been one of the bigger shifts there?
I think businesses are finally realizing that everything they do is branding. So brands are all about, experience, and every customer wants a great experience with the brand. Social media allows a great opportunity for that. So last night I sent out a tweet that, I was cooking and that dinner was in the oven. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but we had Papa John's on standby. And Papa John's, within like 5 minutes, tweets me back and says, we're just a phone call away. We're here to help you. And that's a great example of something so simple they can do that's just kind of fun. But before social media, we couldn't have that interaction. They couldn't be a part of the conversation. And that's what I love about social media is the future of marketing is not marketing at people, it's marketing with them. And social media gives us the best tool ever to do that, to where we can actually have a conversation with people and engage with them. And Nick, I think one of the problems that brands have with social media is they think that it's only a tool for customer service. And that's a huge mistake. That's very short-sighted. This is a tool to not only get your message out there, but to build relationships with people who can turn into customers and then also strengthen the relationship with your current customers.
And again, I think with kind of this confluence of branding and social media, I think that you are a, really a well-positioned speaker for the Social Brand Forum. What's your favorite part about events like this?
I think it's the audience, and the people who are coming together who are serious about improving and growing their business. That's the thing that I love. And social media and the internet is a great tool to build relationships, and I've built some life-changing ones and longtime friends, but you can't replace that with face-to-face, going and actually meeting someone and, getting to know them and shaking their hand and hearing about their business. And that's what I love about it. I love doing the whole, song and dance on stage and doing a presentation, but what I love is people who are serious enough to say, I'm going to take some time out of the daily grind of my business and I'm going to learn some new things. I'm going to learn some key strategies that I can put in place to take my business to that next level. That's a priceless thing, and that's really a commonality between every successful entrepreneur I've ever met. They don't stop learning, and my career has certainly been built on going and attending events. So that's the part I look forward to, is to meeting the kind of people who are forward thinkers and know, hey, I'm going to take this time to work on my business instead of just spending that time working in it.
Exactly. John, between now and October, where can folks find you online?
Yeah, they can follow along on my blog, which is johnmichaelmorgan.com, or if they want to pick up a couple free chapters of the book, they can go to brandagainstthemachine.com.
Perfect. And again, John Morgan, author of Brand Against the Machine, joining us this fall at the Social Brand Forum, October 17th through the 18th at the Iowa River Landing. John, thank you so much. Folks can register online at socialbrandforum.com, and we'll look for everybody there. Thanks.
Thanks.